Steve Neff has 2 Mahindra stocks. He's gonna make money. He might even do better than I do. I'm buying and selling too much. He's sitting on that stuff. I think he's gonna make a lot of money. He's patient. Him and Mike are both patient. Mike still has that Bitcoin. I told him, I said, you better get into Coinbase so that when you do want to sell it, you can. He can't, he's got a new phone number. He's got the same problem I had, or I have, but he's got money in there. He's got a small amount of each. He's got some Bitcoin, and he's got Ethereum, and he's got something else, I think. And they're all going up right now. He's at least got Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they're both doing quite well. And he bought that back a long time ago. He's doing quite well, though. He doesn't have much of it, but he's going to be able to. He's going to have some money. Have a bit of cash. If he needs a car or something like that, he can get himself another van with that money. And he just buys old vans. He buys really old vans, and he does pretty well with that. He gets older ones than I get. He gets a van for $1,500. And he does fine with that. He's just got an old van. It's like this. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's got stuff wrong with it. I drove it, and he needs a new shocks, I think. But as long as he doesn't load it down, he had me put some stuff in there, and they were hitting bottom. But I loaded it off at my house, those stones, and it didn't hit bottom anymore. It was hitting bottom with those stones. He says, haul those away. All the stones away. He says, put them in the van and take them to the dump. And I got in, put them in the van, and I realized this thing's hitting bottom, and I thought, these might work for me. Some of them are still in one piece, and I used them for the walkway to the woodshed, so I got nice stones. And then the ones that weren't any good, I threw out. I took to the dump or whatever. I can't remember what we got rid of them. I can't remember if we took them to the dump. I guess we took them to the dump. He says, I don't want them on my property. He just has a city lot there. But he replaced all that. Those stones have a cement sidewalk now, so that his wife can use that as a wheelchair access. It looks nice. We did that last May. The stones to my house, and that alleviated enough of the weight so that it wasn't hitting bottom anymore. And then I took the rest and got rid of it. A lot of them were broken, but there was enough there to go almost all the way to the woodshed. I did the wood deck, and I think I did a pretty good job on that. I was making mistakes, and that was when I was taking that bupropion, and I thought, well, maybe this bupropion will help me do a good job on this. And I thought, well, this will make a good test. And I didn't do any better. I was making mistakes. I was disappointed. I took it for a while longer, and then I took myself off from it. I figure, what's the point in taking this if it's not doing what you need? Because you get hooked on it, I guess. I don't want to be hooked on drugs. If I have to be, I will be. You know, I'll use drugs in the future if I need to. But I'm not going to use them until I absolutely have to. And he wanted me to use drugs. He says, I'm not going to... He didn't tell me, but his receptionist says you have to take them or he'll drop you. And he never said that, but receptionist did. And I went into him and I didn't say anything about it. And he upped the dosage. And I took the higher dosage. And I don't feel like it did me any good. It wasn't helping me make better work or... I mean, that's why I got a disability. Because I don't make mistakes. I make stupid mistakes. And that'll lose you a job. It's called ADD. And I thought, well, if this helps me do that, shit, I could get a job. But I'm not going to take it if I'm not working, if it's not helping me. I might as well just deal with it instead of taking drugs. You take those drugs and you'll have some other problem, and they won't be able to fix that. You'll be poisoning yourself. Bupropions not a real bad. It's one of the least. It's not as bad as some of them, though. I mean, he did pick one that wasn't real bad. I didn't like the idea. I didn't have a choice, though. And then it cost me like $20, let's say. It's not expensive. It's like $20, $28 for 3 months worth. But the insurance had to pay quite a bit of money. They told me how much the insurance was paying, and that's all coming from China. Those drugs are made in China. That's another thing. I don't want to fund China. I already buy enough stuff. This probably here is from China, this Dashcam. I think the Canon might be from Japan. I'm not sure, though. Some things are from Japan. We still have to buy a lot of things made in China, but I don't buy something like that. And they're making a lot of money on that stuff. They're overcharging for it. They're skimming our whole society, and that's how Big Pharma makes their money. That's how the elites make their money. Not with military. They make it with that, too. But they make even more off drugs. They make more money off drugs than probably military. Because everybody's buying it. Everybody's on drugs. And a lot of our drugs are made in China. And Trump tried to get us off that, and they fought him tooth and nail over that, too. I even bought the company that he tried to, it was Kodak, and I ended up losing a little, I don't know if I actually lost money on it. It didn't work out, though. It didn't work out because they stopped him. I remember I bought some Kodak, though. I thought, well, I want to be part of this. And, yeah, they blocked them. Couldn't have him move our production back to America. No. I don't think the standards on that stuff are real good in China. I think they're selling us stuff. It's not as good as it should be. And they had a thing with bupropion. There was some kind of a problem with it at one point, too. Probably one of the safer drugs, though, of all the other drugs. I mean, there's a